This is the Galactic Emperor of the Universe. I'm here to tell you all to subscribe to UnrealEntGaming and remember to turn on notifications. You will be the first to know all about the latest Dragon Ball news and information.
Oh, did you say UnrealEntGaming? Oh, I love his channel.
God damn it, Zelbon, stop rubbing your nipples and get back to bed!
What is going on, Dragon Ball fans? We have some new information coming in that pertains to Dragon Ball FighterZ scheduled for release in 2018 with brand new gameplay footage showcasing the actual title and of course focusing more heavily on the actual gameplay. Now for starters guys, first things first, this game will not be a direct 3v3, 2v2 kind of game. Dragon Ball FighterZ instead is going to primarily focus on 1v1 battles with assistant characters and support characters having to intervene in the battle whenever you want to swap out. So similar to like Street Fighter, similar to like Injustice, this game is going to have a direct 1v1 focus with secondary and support characters having to come in that you've selected onto your 3-man roster. So for those of you out there wondering, this game will not be a Xenoverse adaptation to have all characters on screen. You're primarily going to be swapping in and out between your roster, between your 3-man team. So that means that 2v2 and 3v3 intervals will not happen unless of course there is a special or there is a feature where all characters are prominently shown to assist the main player altogether in carrying out victory. Now another feature that was prominently shown over on SaiyanIsland.com is the ability to change the way your current character looks. As you guys can tell based on example, we do have the ability to change the way Frieza looks in the game, similar to what I would say Dragon Ball Z Battle of Z was, when we were able to customize the way our character looks. So for the most part, we do have the option to change the way Frieza looks and having him be a different color, but aside from that, the game will not have the option for you to customize your own character. At least as of right now, it has not been confirmed, so the Xenoverse feature of having to create your own character will not be featured in the game. Now the game will also be showcasing brand new finishing moves as seen with Frieza, as seen with Majin Buu, as seen with Cell, and of course Son Goku, to where your special attack does have an effect onto the environment, but it does not instantly kill your opponent. As you guys can see on your screen, Majin Buu has done a significant amount of damage onto the planet itself, of course having to relate back to Budokai. So now we have the Budokai feature to where ultimate finishing moves do allow environment destruction to happen. Of course, it's been something that many fans have wanted to see for quite some time. Now the thing about the roster is this game has 1 year ahead of time to be released, so the Dragon Ball Super character roster may actually be included. Having a look at Golden Frieza, we may actually see other characters from Universe 6 as well, such as Hit, Kaba, perhaps even Goku Black and Zamasu. The roster has not been confirmed, but as time goes on, we may actually see the Universal Survival Arc characters in the game as well. Now another feature that was shown in the game as well is once Majin Buu was defeated, we saw how Frieza jumped right on in, and it showed a little bit of a cutscene to where Frieza had to jump in momentarily to fight off Goku. So it looks like based on when you knock someone out, it looks like the other character is going to jump in, and there's going to be somewhat of a cinematic going on between set characters A and set characters B. So it looks like animation is going to be a key focus here. Now again, the game reminds me a lot of Hyper Dragon Ball Z. If you guys don't know what Dragon Ball Z Hyper is, go on ahead and YouTube it guys, check it out. It reminds me so much of that game. Also what it does remind me of a lot is of course the classic Budokai games, and I will say for those of you out there who are not feeling out the game, go on ahead and just give the game a chance. It does represent the anime to the T. It does have better graphics I would say than Xenoverse 2 as of right now, especially based on the overall animation dynamics. So who knows, maybe as of right now I'm still convinced that Bandai is currently developing Xenoverse 3, so that may happen down the line. This is just a game to pretty much give more time for the developers of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 to create the game. But of course, as of right now, this game is primarily being heavily marketed as the best 2.5D fighting game that Dragon Ball has to offer. So of course, you can't compare the features from Xenoverse 2 onto this game because those two games are completely different. Now there's also going to be an exclusive beta this summer for the game as well. There is no information added on as to how or when, but there is going to be a confirmed beta for this game sometime during the summer between June, July, August, and maybe even I would have to say September. So make sure you guys keep your eyes and ears peeled for that, because whenever a closed beta or an open beta does debut, we're gonna have ourselves a first ever inside look as to how the game functions for ourselves. And of course, another feature that was not confirmed as of right now is online mode. Online mode is not confirmed as of right now, but of course, if they want to go ahead and market the game even further, they ought to add in online mode just to give fans a chance to battle online. So I'm pretty certain I'm 90% certain that this game is going to have online. I wouldn't see as to why this game would not. I mean, it feels sort of like Street Fighter in a way, so I would have to say they would have to add an online mode. But another feature that was added onto Dragon Ball FighterZ is something called Rush Mode, where you pretty much punch your opponent in the sky and you do a sequence of aerial assault moves that cause your opponent to pretty much get stunned momentarily, thus allowing you to take further control of the battle. So I think that's actually kind of similar to something we've seen back in Burst Limit and of course other previous Dragon Ball games. So depending on if you guys are fans of this feature, you actually are able to momentarily go into this rush/dust mode and knock your opponent up in the sky, thus attacking him with aerial assault moves. So again, I want to know your thoughts down below on the whole feature of 3v3 and 2v2 not being heavily featured in this game, similar to Xenoverse, how we had an all-out battle. This again primarily focuses on 1v1 battles, and another sad thing about this game is not every single character is going to be able to transform. So for example, a character like Imperfect Cell may not be featured in the game since Perfect Cell is already marketed as the primary character, so we may not have the option or chance for us to even choose Imperfect Cell to begin with. So the sad characters may actually be the basic characters: Goku, Vegeta, Trunks, Piccolo, Gohan, Frieza, Majin Buu, Kid Buu, Vegito, Gogeta, etc. And of course adding on other characters as well. As you guys can already tell based on the game itself, Frieza is able to transform into Golden Frieza, so Golden Frieza as a whole may not actually be a character, but instead Frieza's base character may actually be the only character available from his other forms, thus only allowing you to transform into his golden form further. And even more so, having to look at characters like Goku and Gohan, we actually get to see in the game how Gohan transforms into a Super Saiyan 2, how Goku even transforms into a Super Saiyan 3, thus giving us an example that such characters will not be solo options to choose from, but instead we get to pick the base form characters and having to transform into those set characters during the actual game itself. Again, we don't know anything about the story mode itself. My only assumption here is that maybe you're actually going to have the option to choose 2 other characters to be on your team and competing and playing each set story mode differently and having 3 characters be a part of your team. For example, we might actually get Nappa and 2 other Cybermen versus our characters, for example Goku, Gohan, and Piccolo, with the same idea and content being added for Cell, Cell Jr., and another Cell Jr. to fight Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan. So again, the story mode, nothing about the story mode has been released as of right now, but I want to get your thoughts and your overall feedback on the fighting system, on the way the game looks visually, because visually the game does look absolutely amazing. It's a 2.5D game, so they are going to be featuring certain aspects of the game. They're going to be very different than Xenoverse, and again, I have to go back and say that if you pay attention to the overall transformations, to the overall cutscene utilizations, it does look better than Xenoverse. However, Xenoverse and this game are 2 entirely different games. One is focused primarily on 3D, while the other one is a Street Fighter, Injustice, Mortal Kombat based kind of game. Again, going back to the traditional Budokai style, even though it's not Budokai entirely, this game reminds me personally as a fan of Dragon Ball Hyper. So post your comments down below, guys. Thank you all for watching. As always, if you guys are stoked and ready for this game to finally drop in 2018, go on ahead and slap a like on the video. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure to go on ahead and subscribe for more news, information, updates, and of course gameplay reveal alongside more leaks for the game itself, because I cannot wait. I mean, the only concern I have is possibly the character roster, because as for the character roster itself, it may not be as large as something like Xenoverse or perhaps maybe Budokai games like Budokai Tenkaichi 3. I do have low expectations for the actual roster, as I don't think the actual roster is going to carry weight. But again, until we get more information, that's going to be up in the air, guys. So thank you all for watching once again. Tune back in for more, and I'll be seeing you all down in the comment section below. Have a great day, guys. Peace.